From an undisclosed locations for reasons of security and insecurity, we present to you tonight MnRTV Live Show. And tonight, with my guest, our lives might actually be in danger because what are we talking about? Dulce Base. And the thing is, it's not supposed to be known that Dulce Base does exist. So imagine going there, remote viewing. This is my book on Dulce Base, and this is the alien, not from Dulce Base, but who knows? But before I get to that, let me introduce to you the one and the only, the madman from Montreal, Mario. Welcome to the show, and I know you have great concerns that tonight our lives might be in danger. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, we made it back from another 2 weeks. I think that was the last time we actually came on. It was 2 weeks ago, right?
Well, yeah, because last week we were upgrading our equipment to be able to do the show, and hopefully, we're able to do more shows. But if our lives are in danger, that I don't know, but it's a possibility. But we live with thrills.
Hold on. Let me tell you something. Last time we brought up even that name that starts with a D and ends with an E, the 5-letter D word, not F word, but D word, my computer shut down. So now we're taking a risk. You realize that. A lot of things have happening. My cable went down today. It's raining outside, so that there's a lot of risks involved in doing this show tonight. So,
exactly, and our lives might be in danger. I did put it on Facebook because we'll talk about remote viewing, and that's like a form of getting out of your body and going somewhere. And if you go to Dulce Base, doing that, they know about it. So but this is the book. It's a great book, The Dulce Base, Alien Underground, and you can see it there, a world of information. But we'll be talking about Dulce Base and remote viewing at 8:15 because now it's time for
the news.
No, not the news. The picture.
I know, but it's part of the news. I know, but it's still part of the news. I mean, with the intro and all that, if people don't understand that by now, but it's okay because you know why? Because there's new people out there, so it's actually good. All right.
It is, right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
That thing again. All right. You love that thing, don't you?
It's not me doing that.
Yeah, I know. You've been abducted by aliens again.
Yes, I have.
By the sons of Satan or Satan himself. Well, we can't say sons of Satan because Satan doesn't have any sons, right?
I hope not. I don't know.
And his followers. There we go. So now let us commence because there's a lot of things to talk about right now, right?
And this has been brought to you by the Montreal Anti-Illuminati Task Force.
All right. So this is me. This is Mario. In case you don't know, you'll be hearing my voice. I'll be doing the technical work, bringing you the things so like that you get to see what you need to see as proof, and all whatever I show will be in the description underneath the show when it gets recorded. Right, Del?
That's right. Exactly.
So let us commence, and that's right. So now we're going to go to the blog. There it is, the MnR. Oh, hold on. Let me switch. There we go. I almost got into the trap there. So now here it is, the MnR Productions, Mariolaur.blogspot.ca. Here's the description right there for you. All of that. There's a description. If you don't see this, you see here, you click play. If you don't see this, hit refresh, and then you will see this. All right, and there's our wonderful Chitango, and on the side, of course, if you want to see our old shows, 2006
until 2016 we are now. So it is a been a great long ride that we've taken, hasn't it?
Yes, we're still around. We're still around and kicking. Technology has changed. Everything has come and gone, but we're still around, God willing. All right, so now we're going to go to the pictures of the week. That's what you were talking about. You really like these things, don't you?
Yes. Did you know all 42 U.S. presidents have carried European royal bloodlines into office? Yeah, that we know they're all interrelated. Cousins, second cousins, ninth cousins between, I think, Obama and George Bush. But they're all interbreeded. They all look similar. They all have that same face.
Now, you know You know, yeah, that's right, alien, reptilian, whatever. But you know something here? This is for all our good American buddies out there. You know who you are. You're amazing. That actually the Queen of England is actually related to these people. You know what that means? There's no such thing as Independence Day. United States isn't part of the Independence Day. They're not as better as Canadians up here, up north. You know what I'm talking about. They're all related to the Queen. That means England is still controlling the United States of America. Right there?
Yes. Yes.
See, the Queen is still your Queen, Americans. Huh. You see, now you're awake, and only on this show you get to hear about that.
The puppet herself, the Queen.
Nobody else talks about that, eh? Nobody has the Corleones to talk about that.
Or to do the show what we're doing tonight.
No, exactly like an egg. All right, now here, oh yeah, conspiracy.
Conspiracy theorists, nothing more than a derogatory title used to dismiss a critical thinker. Yeah, they all call us conspiracy theorists and tinfoil wearing hats and all that stuff, but they don't know that the truth, that there's more truth to this than anything else. That the truth is out there.
All people have to do is do their research. That's all there is. Just do the research and it's all there. Right?
That's right, exactly. Okay. Only difference between medicine and poison is it's in the dose. That's true.
Yeah, and it's big pharma wanting to kill everybody for profit. Well, you know, we've done
money
shows.
and depopulation, the depopulation agenda.
We've done shows on that. So we've on next. Oh, this is from you. You posted up on the conspiracy.
FBI, yes, Facebook Bureau of Investigation. Every post you make, every comment you take, we will be watching you. Oh, I'm scared. I'm scared. Come and get us. Yeah, we're scared. You can watch us. You've been watching us the whole time. But this post is by the anti-NWO. And look, there's this dork over here looking at everybody's posting, going, some job he has, probably a cushy job that he has. He's probably
maybe
hi, how are you?
Maybe he's watching our show. Not watching, but watching our show. That's what I think he's doing.
Exactly. That's nothing better to do.
All these pictures, by the way, are in both Conspiracy Talks on Google Plus and Facebook, right?
That's right.
All right. The next one.
Okay. The next one is, when the church looks like this and the pastor's house looks like this, while 1 in 1 in 3 American children live in poverty, maybe it's time to tax the churches and pastors.
Then you know who they're referring to right there.
Of course.
Austin, what is that? His name, Austin?
Joel Osteen.
Yeah, the guy has so many books. He's an author. The guy's an author.
I know.
Man. Huh. But it makes you think about that. Then you know what? When you go to these big churches like that, and actually you see his picture right here. When you go to these big churches, walk out because they're after your money. They're not wanting for you to be saved.
Saved, right? Yeah, they're going to say, yeah, to be saved is to pay your way, which there's no such thing to be saved, to pay your way.
No. Meanwhile, Satan has his army, right?
Satan's army right there. And there we see the Pope, we see Obama, we see Hillary. We see, what's that woman's name?
Leonardo DiCaprio, Beyonce, the whole gang.
Ellen, Oprah.
And look who's in the back seat over here.
Madonna.
And right next to her, Lady Gaga.
Yeah, Lady Gaga.
Someone was saying, isn't this Matt Damon? They were saying he doesn't belong there. Is that Matt Damon?
I think so.
But listen, whoever's in Hollywood, they're all part of it. Even if one of them speaks up, you know, the more they speak up, look, Pope Francis, look at this, look at that. I don't want to see this anymore.
They're all part of the Illuminati, the New World Order.
It's making me nuts. We've on next.
You send your kids to school to read, write, and do math. What you don't realize is you're allowing the enemy to conform and indoctrinate your child to the lies of the state.
And you know what? There's one thing that they've forgotten in that. Read, write, history, and do math. That's the
you know, all history can change from its reality.
Because history is a lie.
Yeah.
The history they taught us in school is a lie. Everything is a lie.
We live in a matrix.
Move on next. This one. I love this one.
How to tell if your brain, go ahead, how to tell if you're brainwashed.
No, that's it. I mean, it just tells us you are racist, and on the other side, you know.
Yeah, believe in borders and segregation of populations. Think fluoride is there for your dental health. Thinking schooling is synonymous with education.
All these things. Watch mainstream news. I like that because we're not mainstream. We're far from being mainstream.
We are not mainstream, that's for sure.
But all that, look at it, study it, pause. Look, there's even pharmaceutical companies. Everything's a lie. Like
9/11. Don't ask questions.
Makes me sick to my guts. All right, sweep on next.
This is what a normal cloud looks like after it's been harped. And look at that. Before and after harp. HAARP.
You know what's funny? What's very funny is that I seen these clouds, the bottom ones right here. Sometimes.
Yeah.
But what causes that?
Well, it's the chemicals that they put in the conspiracy talk. I mean, in the chemtrails, and I do believe that these chemtrails have some kind of substance that might even make us sick, even try and change our DNA.
Yeah, because that's what they want.
Yeah, it could change our DNA.
Speaking of DNA, how come all these Marvel movies, it always leads down to changing DNA? How come?
I know. Like yesterday we saw Deadpool.
Yeah, it's always that Spider-Man, the guy. Spider-Man, the Lizard. But yesterday, Deadpool, the guy, he lost his hand and he's growing it back again. I don't understand that. It's like, do they know something we don't know? It's like
Yes, they do. I mean, do not forget this lizard people down there in the bottom. But we'll get to that later.
So this picture here is from Ella LeBain, right?
Yes, Ella LeBain. We had her on a guest about 3 weeks ago. I'm telling you, or maybe 4 weeks ago. I'm telling you, they're going to throw us into a boiling pot, then eat us. Dude, I swear, you are so paranoid with that conspiracy theory stuff, man. That's us telling someone, and they're saying that to us, right? That we're paranoid.
It's us telling the sheeple that, and the sheeple laughing and saying you guys are nuts.
Oh yeah.
Next, speaking of doctors and that.
My clinical experience is that in America, when people die from cancer, they're not actually dying from cancer, but instead they are dying from the medical treatment itself. They are dying from the chemotherapy, radiation, and surgery. Again, they are not dying from the cancer. They're being killed by the medical doctors and the medical treatment. But the thing is, don't they have it already? Aren't they dying if they don't take anything?
Yeah, but there's alternatives. You take something. Try taking hemp. Hemp cures everything. There is cures. Hemp, not chemotherapy. What kind of nonsense is that? What the heck is that? Sweep on next.
Let me explain this again. Every single one of the candidates is a puppet. One of these puppets will be selected by the 1%. Your vote will not change the outcome of this selection. These puppets will not keep the campaign promises, as they have no control over what happens. They are placed in office by the extremely wealthy globalists, and their goal is a new world order. It certainly is a new world order.
But anyhow, what the elections, they already know who won. So it's all rigged. It's Hillary Clinton. She's winning.
She's gonna win it. Yes, it's all been won already. So
you already announced it on the show. The Bilderbergs. It came out of the Bilderbergs.
We announced it on the show last June, I believe.
Yes.
But we have to refresh people in case we have new viewers, because this is a worldwide broadcast. So there's always new people. Okay, a person who thinks about building walls wherever they may be and not building bridges is not Christian. Pope Francis. Look at the Vatican City, the wall, all these walls. Vatican City, one of the most corrupt cities in the world, richest in the world. And what is underneath the Vatican? Now that's my question.
Yeah, but you know what? It's all political anyways. He's not even religious. It's nothing to do with religion. He's all politics. right?
Politics, showmanship, and don't forget Luciferians. Love him or hate him, Donald Trump has shown that 40% of our fellow Americans are stupid, have the IQs of third graders, and will believe any propaganda feed them by Fox News, right-wing fake news sites, and hate radio. And don't forget CNN, folks. CNN.
Ah, but he's getting attention, eh?
Yeah, he is. What if I told you there was no government, just a corporation masquerading as a government? And the only reason you will obey the beast system is years of public school indoctrination to create a false sense of authority that makes you feel safe. People don't know that we live in a matrix. Most of them don't even know that what this is. It's not even reality.
Because you know why? They don't care. They have all their things. They have their power, their electricity, their water.
The iPhones, iPads, and whatever else.
They're not living on the street like this guy.
Homeless people are not the problem. They are the result of the problem. And I can't even get into a rant with that, because don't make me start going to a rant why refugees could come here, but we can't even feed our own people. Let's not even get into it now.
But you know what? Never mind that. How about they want to get rid of the middle class so we all become poor on the street? That's another thing of a concern.
Yeah, exactly. I hadn't thought of that. But anyhow, I knew about it, but I didn't think of it just now. The media is the most powerful entity on earth. They have the power to make the innocent guilty and to make the guilty innocent. And that's power, because they control the minds of the masses.
So that means here on the MnRTV Live Show, we have the power. We got the power to make the innocent, the guilty, the innocent guilty. Is that what we have the power to do?
No, the guilty innocent. No, we have the power to make anybody that's guilty, that's innocent, guilty. Everybody that's guilty.
Whoever is guilty is guilty. That's what we got the power to do.
Yes.
That's more like it. You see, we got to think. But at the end, we come out of the storm alive. Because that's what we do here. We're fighters. Right there?
The resistance, folks.
All right.
So Zika virus just up and vanished from the media right after 11 countries signed a TPP. Anyone else smell bullshit? And look, who do they have there? The lizard.
Yeah, but that's just a meme. Is that what it's called?
A meme. A meme. But the thing is, this meme has a lizard in it, and we know reptilians. Very fascinating.
But it's all TTP. It's all that is a false flag. And people out there are saying, yeah, but hasn't been anything big like 9/11. There's so many things out there happening.
Little things. Have a big thing full scale. Here's another one here. Things I trust more than Hillary. Flint, Michigan tap water. Bill Cosby drinks. Elevators, rides with rice. Anything from Chipotle.
Chipotle, I don't know. So that's the pictures of the week, right? That appear on Google Plus and Facebook. Conspiracy talk.
And people want to know, how did you get into all of this stuff? How did you get into it with reptilians and everything? And all I've got to say is that it's one of my uncles in my family that got me started in these things back a while ago. Just because people were asking me, how did you get into it? So I said, I'll give a mention on the show how I got involved in all these things.
So here, very quickly, we'll be saying about the conspiracy talk. And this is where you get
the fastest growing web group on Facebook today, the conspiracy talk. And here's our pinned post. I usually post the show once it's recorded. I posted right there, and there's our blog for tonight's show.
Yeah, so you just go here, click on it, and it'll take you right there. And you can enjoy our wonderful show right there.
That's right.
Oh, look at this. We got people. Look at that. It's really happening. It's really happening on Chitango. And if you have any questions, we'll try and go to it today. Right there?
Yeah, yes.
For sure. And then, of course, people have to remember on the conspiracy talks, we do monitor to see who the hell is in it. Because we don't want just trollers and shills coming on and taking over the show, because it's not about taking over the show. Now, the news of the week right there.
All right. Right here. Okay. Bill Gates on Apple, FBI fight. Government should have to be completely blind.
Now, the reason why this is because of San Bernardino, right?
Yes.
That is why that happened at San Bernardino, because they want the excuse to go into our cell phones and have the power and write a bill that they will have the authorization to come inside our cell phones and take away our information. I don't think you need to read all this.
No, I'm not going to read anything about Mr. Gates. No, but you know, they want to. I wonder if this applies to Android phones also. I'm sure. They're just starting with the iPhone first.
Yes, most definitely.
This phone here, this what I'm holding in my hands right now, if you folks can see it, is a government.
They can't see because they're watching this, but we know what you're talking about.
Yeah, for sure. The cell phone that I have in my hands is a government tracking tool system for the beast.
See, I think that's in a nutshell right here. See?
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's what it's talking about. That's why that happened.
In a most picture filed Friday seeking to compel Apple to comply with the judge's order, federal prosecutors said they were not asking for a master key for all Apple phones, but rather software to unlock this particular phone. It said the company could keep the software and destroy it after it was used. Right, they're not going to do that. They're going to do all our cell phones, the billions of cell phones around the world.
Big brother, big brother at its finest right there. You know, that's in a nutshell. That's why I had to put that on, because I was saying to myself, what the heck is that? What's going on, you know? But now we know, because we're on to them. We're on to these criminals, right? These criminals. All right.
The entire crowd of 10,000 says Mexico is building the wall.
You know why? You know why they're doing this, eh? Building the wall?
Oh, yeah.
To keep the Mexicans out, but also to keep the Americans in from running away.
When they're bringing the global police.
Yes, it's the whole thing is going to be a big, huge FEMA camp, Parda.
It's a big scam, you know. It's just like a big scam of everything. Just all they're doing is.
And I bet you Hillary is probably saying, no, we're not going to build that wall. But you know what? You darn right know that when she says, or any politician say they're not doing something, they're going to do it. And you very well know that when a politician says not to panic, you panic.
Exactly, for sure.
Because they're big liars.
They're all liars, all of them. All of them. Just take that away, because this is upsetting me now. I don't know. It's just another plan to cause distractions to everybody.
Yeah, but I gave my 5 cents about that. Trump will take down the NWO. I don't think so. I think Trump is part of the NWO. He's an elite, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. Precisely. He is one, and he ain't gonna go do much except distract everybody.
And now, because we're still talking about, hold on there, Robert. Hold on. Okay. Now this, because we didn't do a show last week, this was on, and I want to put it on, and I decided to save it just for this show.
Wait, when ISIS comes to Rome, you'll pray, I'm president.
Now, there was a whole discussion over this guy here, supposed to be a religious figure, is acting actually like a political figure, which that's the reason why the Pope is there. He's not
isn't a false prophet going to be like a political?
He is. He's why does he care about what Trump is wanting to do? See?
Exactly.
So I think it says it right there.
Oh boy. Yeah. Republican presidential hopeful Donald Trump accused Pope Francis of being a pawn to the Mexican government and called his criticism disgraceful. After a visit to Mexico, the pontiff said the building said that building only walls, not bridges, was not Christian. Well, don't forget at the last what can I say? How can I say this? In the end times, Rome is supposed to be destroyed. Now, will it be ISIS that does this? Because Rome, the city with 7 hills burn, is it going to be an ISIS attack? Like, is this something? Look what he says. If and when the Vatican is attacked by ISIS, which, as everyone knows, is ISIS' ultimate trophy, I can promise you that Pope would only have wished and prayed that Donald Trump would have been president, because this would not have happened.
But newsflash, who sponsored, who gave money to ISIS?
The CIA.
And run by the Americans. So the Americans are actually destroying Rome. When you look at it indirectly.
Exactly.
So this thing is just a vicious circle. That's what this is. Look, speaking of the vicious circle, right there, the big wall. You see that? We talk about it, and the wall comes back. Look at the wall all around.
I know.
Protecting it. Protecting it from what? Doesn't the Pope, if he thinks he's so saintly, he wants to die and go to heaven? Why does he need protection? Think about it. Think about that. And there's the big wall. Look, it's funny. We just had something about the wall.
And look, hashtag Vatican walls.
So, if the Vatican has walls, why can't Donald Trump put walls? That's what their question is. I don't want them to put any walls. I'm telling you.
I look what he put, Donald Trump back 2013. The new Pope is a humble man, very much like me, which probably explains why I like him so much.
Yeah, because they're a whole big happy family.
It's like wrestling. It's like wrestling. When they come from one side, from the other side, they fight, but behind everything, they're just all friends. Don't you think Hillary, Obama, the Democrats, the Republicans, that they hate each other? No, it's a big scam, like I'm telling people, but people don't believe me.
Wait, hold on here. Don't look at this, because I just want a little point here. You remember watching WCW? Remember that? And there was Eric Bischoff, and I'm like, what the hell? Who is that guy? And then at the end, what do we find out? That Eric Bischoff was actually the CEO.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like everything. People are like, who is this guy? It's like the media. Oh, they're the ones dictating this, they dictate that. But at the end, you know what? Like they're looking from the outside in, but at the end, they're actually running the show.
Well, yeah, the Illuminati are running the show.
Speaking of running the show, right there.
Minister to probe mysterious chemtrails, and we're just talking about chemtrails. Spraying stuff to get us sick, power to change our DNA. Conspiracy theorists in Cyprus have seemingly found an ally in agriculture ministers.
Hold on. Cyprus. It's like that. Cyprus. All right, go on.
Cyprus have seemingly found an ally in agriculture minister Nikos Kouliasis, who has ordered an investigation into local suspicions of chemtrails from high-flying crafts. The agriculture ministry has been flooded with complaints from private citizens, farmers, and organized groups. That he has done. It's been financed, and all this has been financed by the New World Order, not just in Cyprus, but everywhere else. And we see the chemtrails all over the skies. And then we get all kinds of weird weather. What do you think we have all kinds of weird weather outside? It's because of weather modification, chemtrails, along with HARP, and who knows what else that they may have.
Fluoride. There's a whole list. There's fluoride. They're killing us through our drinking water, the air we breathe, the food, which is all genetically modified. What the heck is this? And people don't care. People don't care. They're slowly killing you. And people don't care. What must I say? Yeah, what's happening? There's a lot more stuff happening there. I was frozen.
Oh, you were frozen? No, don't be frozen. Yeah, sometimes it happens.
No, this thing is frozen. Trump.
I don't think the NWO is going to be stopped.
No, I don't think Trump will ever. Well, they're all a big happy family. They all have their own agendas.
ISIS is controlled. ISIS is controlled. It's by the CIA. You know, it's just a big scam. That also, you know.
Now we were talking about. Remember, we were talking about cannabis.
Yeah.
Look at this.
New research shows cannabis heals broken bones and prevents rejection of transplanted organs.
See, there's a lot of things that cannabis does. Oh, but no, you know what? It's a drug addict that takes it. You know, it's illegal.
Well, our prime minister wants to legalize it, so I do wonder what in the world's going to happen.
Oh, here, we'll go right there because a lot of people are always sick and this and that. And we talk about stuff like this on the show because we want to make the planet a little bit better.
The medical use of cannabis and its derivatives are continuing to be discovered at an astonishing rate. This is despite the fact that U.S. government clings to an absurd, baseless classifications of cannabis as a Schedule I drug, which severely limits research and scientific advancements. We can add bone fractures and organs transplants to the diverse list of conditions that medical cannabis can treat. A study performed by Tel Aviv University and Hebrew University researchers find that the non-psychotropic component cannabidiol, CBD, helps heal bone fractures. They administered the compound to rats and mid-femoral fractures and found that it markedly enhanced the healing process of the femur after just 8 weeks. So you see, they don't want us to know the real truth. They want us to take the pills which gives us side effects, and these pills make it, you get more and more sick, and then you need something else.
Because you know why?
It's
Big Pharma wants to have the monopoly.
Read the protocols, yes, and read the protocols of Elders of Zion when they said that they will give us medicines for something that they created, and these medicines are going to make us sick, and you'll need more medicines. And after you take those medicines, you have something else. Next thing you know, all you do is taking medicines, all kinds of side effects, and the thing you had to begin with is no longer the problem, but you have all a host of other sicknesses.
And of course, if the doctor says, no, we want to give marijuana, what happens to the doctor? His license gets revoked.
Exactly.
So, you know what happens? This is a big mob. That's what I'm saying. Big Pharma is really a big mob. They control everything, and they don't care if you get healed. No, they don't care. They want to see you suffer. They want to see you out.
They do. Somebody in the chat room is saying that ISIS is no more. They left Syria.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay, good. If it's true, I hope so, but we'll see. I mean, I haven't heard anything of ISIS being stopped, because don't forget, Obama needs ISIS. He needs the boogeyman, just like Bush had Osama bin Laden.
Now, hold on there, Robert. Let me just make this a little bit bigger. All right. Wait, no, hold on. I don't like this. Maybe I might have to. Could you see that? Could you see this? It's a bad website. I hate these websites.
India like, push for CERN associated.
Oh, hold on. All right, there. Now, here.
This will also. Okay. I've seen it. I've read it. India on Monday made a fresh push towards seeking associate membership of the prestigious European Organization for Nuclear Research, popularly known as CERN. A high-level delegation of the Geneva-based scientific body met Union Minister for Science and Technology Harsh Vardhan and Minister of State for Prime Minister Jitendra Singh. We have retaliated our comments towards the CERN and take it forward, Vardhan said. Indian scientists from the Department of Atomic Energy and Scientific Technology have actively participated in collaborating with CERN. The application to become associate members of the body was mooted by the government in August 2015. But don't they have their own statue there, India?
Yes, but you know what? You didn't even have to read all this because Shiva, right? Shiva.
Well, but not everybody knows about this. Okay, go ahead.
But you know, it's like, of course India wants it because they have their statue there. It's part of India. You know, I have nothing against India. And then, of course, look at this one. Yeah, I know you said it before. Right there. CERN is the birthplace of World Wide Web. You see
Yes, CERN is it's the birthplace of the World Wide Web. The touch screen technology widely used in smartphones was also first developed by CERN. But we know that's what they say, but we know that this is all alien technology.
Yeah, and it's coming from CERN because CERN is tampering with the devil, with the
By
demon.
opening up portals and wormholes, trying to seek parallel universes and all kinds of different dimensions.
Hello, Chitango. Don't you just love it?
Yeah.
You have a couple of more before Trish comes on, right?
Yeah.
Wait. Let it load. Oh, I want to make it a little bit bigger. Bigger. Could you see it?
Barely.
Barely.
Is Planet X
Hold on.
and bringing Messiah in its wake?
Hold on. Let me take it from the top if I can. Okay, now we're going to talk about Planet X.
Planet X. News about Planet X Nibiru and its possible effects on our weather and world. Is Planet X Nibiru coming and bringing Messiah in its wake? Go down. Okay. When breaking Israel news first reported of an apocalyptic scenario involving a mysterious star or planet whose tail is expected to result in extensive damage to Earth's land masses and deaths to millions, the story was met with plenty of skepticism. Since then, however, the connection between the planet Nibiru, also known as Planet X, and End of Days has been discussed with increasingly seriousness by a wide range of Jewish scholars. To date, the biggest name associated with this story is Rav Moshe Sternbach, a very prominent rabbi in Jerusalem. Although he did not verify an apocalyptic scenario, he did tell his students, Rabbi Daniel Travis, that there are big changes coming to the world. He also explained that the appearance of the star at the end of days is plainly spoken in the Zohar, Judaism's primary mystical text.
Anyhow, my point to this, why I bring this up, is very simple. I honestly think, remember I told you yesterday there was a magazine that had Planet X? I forget what it was.
Yeah.
What I think CERN is going to let in Planet X. Planet X is a very huge UFO. It's not a planet. I think they misinterpreted back in when Stitchin was like doing his research in it. And the aliens, well, then what were they called? Anunnakis and that, right? They wanted them to think that they're revolving around with another planet, like in an orbit. Not an orbit. What do you call it? Not an orbit. Where it goes around the sun.
An orbit.
Is that what it is? An orbit. Anyhow, it's like, yeah, orbiting around the sun. No, I don't believe that. I think it's going to come from CERN. Something tells me that's what's going to come. They're going to come down and say, yeah, you see, we created you. But anyhow, that's my thing. That's what I think. Does that make sense?
Nothing makes sense. Even doing a show doesn't make sense. Nothing makes sense because everything that we've learned from our past years, take it out, throw it out the window, and learn what really reality is. You think reality is going to work 9 to 5, or reality is worrying about money all the time? No, this is just the elites. There's enough food, water for every single person on the earth.
Now, speaking of everything being a lie, look how bullcrap this is. We all know they never went on the moon.
Apollo 10 astronauts heard outer space type music on far side of the moon during 1969 mission.
No, we're not going to go deep into it because we're running out of time, but just to tell you that, right, they really heard music, and this is daily news. Now, from 69 all the way to now they're going to come out and say, we heard music. Why don't you put that, we heard MnRTV Live Show instead?
The thing is, why is it that they're saying it now? You know, as right now, they don't have disclosure, you know. But what kind of music could you possibly hear on the moon?
Satan playing his music. That's what they heard on the moon.
It's such bull. It's such bull, you know, and to make us believe this kind of crap, you know.
It is. Oh, no, now we're talking UFOs and aliens. You know what that means?
Yeah, Trish has to come on soon.
She's dying to come on. She is, really.
Okay. Tall white aliens hover in cloaked flying saucer. UFO over Las Vegas, New Mexico, says UFO hunters say it's a lenticular cloud, says meteorologist. The appearance of a flying saucer's UFO-shaped cloud formation over Las Vegas in New Mexico, folks, on Monday sparked a brief but snarky exchange between UFO researchers and a local meteorologist who insist it was only a lenticular cloud, but some UFO hunters argued that the cloud was actually an alien UFO manned by tall white aliens linked to the U.S. military. Others argue it was a project, Serpo, alien spaceship. Well, whatever it is, it was something strange, and it's in New Mexico. And, you know, it's in New Mexico. Our topic of tonight, right?
So it leads right into that.
It leads into this. So, folks, we're going to go on a short break. And then when we come back, we're going to be researching remote viewing at Dulce Base, probably the most secure. Dulce Base is probably the most secure place on Earth, even more highly classified than Area 51. So, folks, don't go away. We will be back after this short break.
Yes, stay tuned with us because we have a lot more information to give to you. This is just the tip of the iceberg, right?
Yeah, it is.
That's what this is. Just the tip of them iceberg. But we're gonna be talking about it. So don't go anywhere. Stay close here,
Yeah,
and
we'll be right back after this little break.
Here's
Trish.
Remote viewing from Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia. This article is about the parapsychology claim of abilities similar to telepathy. For the use of technology to see remote scene, see television. Remote viewing claims the alleged paranormal ability to perceive a remote or hidden target without support of the senses. 1 year proposed 1970 original proponents Russell Targ and Harold Putloff. Subsequent proponents Ingo Swan, Joseph McMonigle, Courtney Brown show. Part of a series of articles on the paranormal. Remote viewing, RV, is the practice of seeking impressions about a distant or unseen target using subjective means, in particular, extrasensory perception, ESP, or sensing with mind. There is no credible scientific evidence that remote viewing works, and the topic of remote viewing is regarded as pseudoscience. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Typically, a remote viewer is expected to give information about an object, event, person, or location that is hidden from physical view and separated at some distance. 8. The term was coined in the 1970s by physicists Russell Targ and Harold Putloff, parapsychology researchers at Stanford Research Institute, SRI, to distinguish it from the closely related concept of clairvoyance. 9. Time remote viewing was popularized in the 1990s upon the declassification of certain documents related to the Stargate project, a $20 million research program that had started in 1975 and was sponsored by the U.S. government in an attempt to determine any potential military application of psychic phenomena. The program was terminated in 1995 after it failed to produce any useful intelligence information. In 2011.
right. Thank you, Trish. Right. They stopped it. They never stopped it. They want us to think that they stopped it, but they never stopped it. You know why? Because
They didn't stop it at all.
all right, everything is a lie.
All right, so yes. Now we'll be talking about this subject.
All right.
That we're talking about tonight, the Dulce Base remote viewing, and as you can see, I have my book right here.
Yes, you can see it loud and clear.
And this, the alien that glows in the dark, right there, folks, right here, the Dulce Base. And this book is very hard to get. I mean, I had to really maneuver because this information here could get us killed. The information we're seeing tonight can get us in hot water. But we have to take the risk to tell the truth and expose what in the world is going on.
Yeah, we have to, because that's what we're doing here. Anything that we come up with or think about or do our deep research is because we love it. We have a passion for this, right?
Well, yeah, that's how we do. This is what we do. I mean, this is not work to us. I mean, this is what we do to relax. To relax, we have to study all this deep, dark, underground stuff. That's what makes us relax.
But don't get us wrong. We do work hard to put this show together. People don't realize that. People laugh. You know what? Let's see you people try. It takes a long time to put this show together. Right? So now shall we get to the topic?
All right, Dulce Base, right there, New Mexico, right there, and there it is, right there, hidden in the mountains. The Dulce Base in New Mexico. Okay. If you're able to go down.
Sure.
Pictures right there, the underground tunnels machine. Although it seems to be made of myth and legend, the secret military installation inside Articula Mesa in northern New Mexico remains a mystery. Tales of alien experimentation, torture, and genetic experiments have echoed through UFO lore for decades. But is it true? By the way, folks, we were supposed to get a guest, not tonight, but about the Dulce Base, an expert on this, but he was too scared to come on. Anyhow, in the beginning of 2009, I was asked to produce and write a 1-hour episode of UFO Hunters on the History Channel on this very base. I thought to myself, what could we find, if anything? I knew it would be a challenge. In my research phase, I called my friend John Rhodes, who was instrumental in offering his research into the base. And look what happens when they went there. They found like excavating into a mountain which had tons of leftover dirt. And look what they find. Let's go down, because I'm not going to read all of this. The Subterranean. Down. If you go more.
There's PDF files, so like that, if people want to, we're not going to open them.
Exactly. We're not going to open this. There's like PDF files right there. More into details right there. And all kinds of stuff right there.
And scientific way.
It's very, engineer, we're just showing like all like the Rand Corporation in 1972 was involved in this.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. I just want to show that the Rand Corporation was involved in building the Dulce Base. That's it for this piece of article. But look what they did. Electromagnetically levitated, propelled cars in evacuated tunnels. These cars levitated.
I think they even have steel that levitate when they see sunlight.
That's possible. That's very possible.
Or maybe that's what they did to build the pyramids. You see? We're learning something.
Was alien technology out of this world.
But you know what? Going back to yesterday when we were watching Deadpool, it felt like we were actually watching the Dulce Base because they were doing experiments down there. No?
Yes, exactly.
Is it big enough, or you want me to make it a little bit bigger? Here, all right, a little bit bigger.
Okay, Now the Reptilian Agenda, Remote Viewing, the Great Collective. I recently came across an interesting volume titled Cosmic Voyages as Mr. Courtney M. Brown, PhD. This work deals with the author's personal experiments with remote viewing, along with his trainer, a former remote viewer for the U.S. military, who taught him the secret military RV techniques. From my own perspective, remote viewing operates through the subspace body of a human being who is able to tap into the universal psionic field. Since the psionic field is the very foundation of all space-time matter reality, the so-called master program of the universe, it is not necessarily bound by the limits of space, time, and matter. Like a biochemical radio transceiver, some individuals, for better or for worse, have the ability to tune in and surf the universal consciousness, the flow line, or the ASCA memory matrix to specific places in space and time. One of the targets which Mr. Brown's military RV trainer sent him was the great alien's collective mind. So he went into the collective mind of the great aliens. He noticed at one point an unusual subspace being that seemed to be directing the activities of the Greys he was observing, and discovered that the bodies of the Greys themselves were incarnated by such subspace beings which entered the Greys' embryonic bodies and used them as vessels to manipulate physical reality. So, you know, I've told you time and time again that these Greys, they're vessels by some kind of spirit, demonic, whatever you want to call them. They have to build a vessel, and they build this alien right here that I'm holding in my hand, and they're able to come into our dimension, as well as this sounds like.
And they have ships that they also use.
Well, yeah,
right?
To travel, yeah, to cross into the dimensions, to be able to. All right, getting back to this, he went to remote viewing, and he noticed a council of 10. And then he perceived the supreme leader of this council, and this was through remote viewing, of 10 subspace entities at about this point. Courtney Brown was jerked back into his body, so to speak. He sensed that the leader had detected the presence of his subspace body and had found the RV intruder back into his physical source. Brown and his trainer felt a deep, dark cloud enter the room, and it stayed there for about half a minute. Scrutinizing the scene, it left apparently only see the 2 RVs and a small fries were not worth wasting their time on. But what the thing is, when he remote viewed this, he sensed in the subspace reptilian Greys were commanded by this leader to engage in self-indulgence and destructive activities. This being wanted his servants to use sub-indulgence rewards of fear to maintain the absolute heretical command structure with its empire. Now, who do you think this being was? Because look what it says. Brown also said that he got the impression that it was fear and pride that this being had. It was an all-consuming ego. Now, who do you think this being is, Mario?
Well, who else has pride and iniquity? Yes.
Lucifer, Satan, the devil himself. So, folks, if people saying, are aliens good? What are aliens? Are they great? Are they our saviors? No, they're not our saviors. Not at all. They're evil.
And then when people say that Satan doesn't exist.
Exactly, folks. If aliens are so good, why do they abduct?
Because they're genetically.
Well, they want to manipulate
our DNA.
They want to manipulate our the DNA to bring hybrids.
And to get God angry. I know I just freaked out people when I said that, but hey, I have to say what I have to say.
Yeah, that's the whole thing, you know.
There's nothing else here?
No, but yeah, if you do remote view in Dulce Base, there's a big high price to pay, and we'll be getting into that shortly.
Yes. Oh, hi, Ryan. By the way, hi, all the people out on the Chictangle. You guys are the best, the greatest. Greatest there is, the greatest there was, the greatest that there ever will be. Right?
Yeah, they're talking. Oh, wait, in the chat room. Let me go. They're talking about right there. Where is it? Right here. You know, now you've heard of Valent Thor is a good alien?
Yeah.
From Venus. He claims it's a good alien. The thing is, the only good aliens I could see would be the Nordics, if they're really the angels, God's angels. But I'm not too sure about that.
I heard that they're all bad. That the angels are not supposed to.
Apparently, they're fighting the Greys. Would that not be God's angels fighting the demons?
I don't know, because I was told that they work together.
I was told that there's fighting factions, good and bad. Like there's good and bad in everything. Because think of it, an angel looks angelic. So I don't know if the Nordics are good. This we don't. I really don't know, but. I didn't go into details. That's something that's to do deep research into the Nordics.
I was told that they work with the Greys in the bases. So
I've heard of that too. Anyhow, several years ago, I began practicing remote viewing. I can't remember now how I first came across it, but the moment I stumbled across a website which talked about remote viewing and how to do it, I wanted to try it. When I did, I found it was something that I have the ability to do, and so I kept practicing. I know that our gifts are there to be used and nurtured. They are showing us what we are here to do. It's our intuition way of leading us to the life we were born to lead. Remote viewing is something that we have the ability to do, for we're all multi-dimensional beings. Remote viewing is moving our consciousness from one location, our immediate surroundings, to another remote location. It is using our consciousness to see something that we cannot see with our physical eyes. In other words, it's demonstrating the non-local nature of consciousness. It could also be described as using the third eye. Consciousness is incredible. It is what we are. It seems to us as though our consciousness is confined to our brains and to our minds, but it is not. Our consciousness is everywhere. That's damn true. It is everywhere, because we're only using, like, what, 5% of our brain.
But that's what they say we're using.
Yeah, because God put a limit on it. But if he would release the limit, we'd probably be consciousness. We could go everywhere, anywhere in time, space.
But there'll be a time when we will have that opportunity to do it.
Exactly. So, Mario, are you ready? Would you be ready to do some remote viewing?
No, I don't want to do it. I'm sorry. I don't play around with such things. I believe that it's not time for us to do that, you know?
Well, the thing is, remote viewing, that's something new.
Is it?
Well, yes, I think it was built. It was started by the Soviets. Remote viewing for spying.
Soviets or Germany? It sounds more like something Hitler would be doing.
I don't know if Hitler did this, but he had his own technologies.
Yeah, because
Okay.
he contacted aliens too, no?
Yeah, he did. Okay, so let's go down. I'm not going to read all of this because, but it just talks about what he did remote viewing. Okay, go down. Okay, these studies. Time does not matter because there really is no such thing as time. Time is not actually linear, although we see it as it is, but holographic, and everything is happening at once, which is how we can see future events and how I saw future remote images. However, that's another article, but I tend to agree that time doesn't even exist. It's a human concept, folks. I mean, they say there's no time in heaven, there's no time in other dimensions, only here, because everything's happening all at once. It's happening. I know it's hard to grasp at our 5% brain of mind power here. The military has been using remote viewing for a long time to see remote targets in countries which they are not physically present. Your consciousness can be anywhere on this planet, or off for that matter, in an instant. In the instant that you think of where you want to be, you are there. For your consciousness, it just takes a bit of practice. If you would like to have a go at remote viewing, here are 2 websites to go to, and they name the websites right there. I think that's going to be the next thing I'm going to be. I should try remote viewing.
But if your soul has to leave your body, I don't know about that. I wouldn't play around with that.
Well, it might be worth it if I get some deep down information. I mean, I'll do anything for the MnR show. So.
Will you come back? That's the question.
If I do, I do. If I don't, you can continue the show.
Yeah,
but the thing is, yes, one day on Earth is like 1,000 years to God.
Thank you, Ryan.
Wait, one day on Earth. Yeah, no, wait. Is it 1,000 years to God?
Yeah, one day on Earth, yes. So God is actually he's in the 6,000 years. Because that's a Jewish calendar, no?
Yeah, but 1,000 years here is a day to, no, it's 1,000 years here is a day to God. Yeah. His day, yeah, to him, we find it long, 1,000 years, but to him, it's one day.
Everything is possible to God.
Exactly.
Go on to the next one.
Yeah. All right. Okay. You're going to have to make it much bigger because I really can't see that.
There's that bigger. Or you want it a little bit bigger? Looks good now.
Yeah, it does. Okay, sorry, man, because I'm getting all kinds of personal messages about the show. People are loving the show, by the way,
I notice. I got some myself too.
on my cell phone. Underground bases. All right, these are underground bases that we're talking about right now. There's some in New York, right there. New York has an underground base. The Nani Valley in Canada has a deep underground base. And it says this valley is inhabited by only animals as people entered. Okay, and the Libobian cave entrance. This was sealed off by Catholic priests as the entrance to hell.
As usual, always a Catholic priest, always getting involved.
The caverns of death was actually located in the last chamber of an 8-chamber building or temple. Okay, right there. The Maltese cave entrance. This entrance is located on the island of Malta. That's another place, and it says that there's all kinds of caves. The Stafford, England entrance. And now
sure they must have lots of caves them in England.
And yeah, we can't go there except for remote view. The Dulce, New Mexico base, an underground military base laboratory in Dulce, New Mexico, connects with the underground network of tunnels which honeycomb our planet, and the lower levels of the base are allegedly under the control of inner Earth beings or aliens. This base is connected to Los Alamos research facilities via an underground tube shuttle. And it began in 1947. And trust me, folks, you do not want to go to Dulce Base, especially level 6 Nightmare Hall. Yeah, you don't want to go there.
Well, if you want to see, I think, how the Dulce Base is, just go watch the movie Death Pool, right? When they lowered him down there. We don't want to get the
Dulce Base. It's not Dulce Base there in the movie Deadpool that we saw yesterday. However, it's exactly what's going on. Except Dulce Base is probably even worse. Because the area of Dulce Base has a lot of animal mutilations.
God hates that.
He does. And there's Death Valley entrance. That's another one. Mount Shasta, California, is another one. The Brown Mountain entrance. Canadian UFO bases in Lake Ontario. Possible underwater UFO base cities. Toronto. With tunnels in Lake Ontario. We have to go there. There's also Newfoundland. I mean, there it goes, Toronto. There's a small opening to the underground tunnels of the Parliament Street in downtown Toronto. The entrance is between 2 apartment buildings and leads to the tunnels via the sewers.
I would love, you know what? We should go meet up with Leland. I don't know if he's there. Yeah, he's watching, no?
I don't know. Is he?
I don't know, but we should meet up with Leland and go to the big TO, right?
Right. Yes.
Let's go examine this. For all we know, there's probably a tunnel going from there to Mariolaur Hill. We don't know.
Yes. People are praying for me, by the way. Doing the show.
Everybody has to be praying.
No, they're praying because it's a very dangerous show that we're doing. Like we said before, folks. Our lives could be in danger.
Newfoundland Iron Mountain. Look,
Mine entrance is another one that's in Canada. And Brazil is another one.
And notice all these places, they're all where there's lots of human action. Maybe that's what happens. The kids go
and I just got some information from a source of mine that I have to call him after the show's over. And he's going to tell me more about Dulce Base.
We'll probably do another show about this in the future.
Dulce Base, yeah, but this is inside information, and I just got in contact with my source just now, and after, but yeah, maybe for another show, who knows? All right, I think enough with this article. It just talks about
Yeah, we should go. We should all go down there and look, and then analyze the place, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe
for sure.
Everywhere. Maybe it goes to the States also.
What?
These
we should go
tunnels.
In the past, when we did shows about this subject, everything did go black, right, Mario?
Yeah, it's funny. It's like, what the hell happens?
They say level 7 is worse, but level 6 is nightmare hall. Level 7 is, it's, I'd rather not say. Okay. Strange.
Hold on. Let me just focus. There, it's focused. Okay.
Hi guys. Oops, am I reading that? Sorry. Strange experience with remote viewing. Okay. This is from above top secret forum. I reprinted here in full for your convenience. Read on to find out more. Remote viewing alien. I had an experience a couple of years ago that still haunts me to this day, and I've decided to share it with you. Back then, I used to practice remote viewing general ESP exercises and the like, and discuss of these within a chat group that include people from all walks of life. One of the people I'd met was a young 17-year-old kid who interested in OBE, which was out of body experience, and so ESP. We would talk for hours and experiment with different exercises. We spoke for many weeks on a daily basis, and the event I'm going to describe happened to me on one of these occasions. I was incidentally all alone in the house one day, sitting on the PC like I always did and chatting. When we were chatting, all of a sudden, from out of nowhere, I experienced an extreme decrease in temperature on the left side of my body. The feeling was amazing and lasted for about 2 minutes before I felt the presence of what I would describe as a great alien. Since I had been performing meditation and all sorts of ESP exercise, my third eye was highly sensitive back then, and I remember very clearly that the image that popped in my head. It was a greenish, bluish triangle with a great alien's head in the middle. It simply looked at me, and I felt it was scanning my head and body. Needless to say, I froze for a couple of minutes, and this lasted, and I avoided looking into my left side as this took place. Then I felt it disappear along with the extreme coldness I felt on my left side. It felt like the alien was checking me out and had decided I wasn't interesting enough or something, since I didn't feel anything like that ever since. But here's the real clincher. Later that week, I was speaking to my friend. He told me about an OBE experience of his that ended up very badly. Apparently, he had ventured out somewhere and came across a great alien who tried to touch him. He got scared and pushed it away. And at that point, the alien opened his mouth and, bearing 2 sets of teeth on each jaw, screamed so violently it woke my friend from his OBE. So you see what happens. This is very kind of scary.
But all the guy had to do was just say the Lord Jesus Christ, and that thing would have just ran away.
Like a coward, that it is.
Makes you wonder, eh?
Exactly.
Power. Makes you wonder the power.
Well, exactly. Don't view the moon. Remote viewing dangers, folks. Be careful when you try to remote view. 15 months ago, I was into remote viewing. I found out that sometimes when I would relax and try to point my mind to a particular consciousness, a very faint image of that location would appear in front of my eyes. I tried rooms where I have not been in before, remote view them and open the room to see if I am right. I did many hours of practice via Google Earth and viewing state capitals. I was shocked how close the images I saw looked like what was on the internet. Some of them were from odd angles, but many were close. I have this strange feeling that government knows much more about the mechanical workings of remote viewing than they let on. My theory is that a piece of you actually visits the locations and returns when you snap out of that mortal consciousness. That piece could be a fragment of your soul or just an energy matrix. After some successful remote viewing and after reading materials on how sensitive underground military bases are shielded from remote viewers, it may be possible that they could trap the fragment of your consciousness like you would trap a fly. Yes, and energy astral travel containments, like I was talking about before in the chat room. To the moon! Yes, to the moon. At some point, I thought it would be interesting to remote view the moon. I relaxed in my chair and pointed myself up there. I saw 6 or 7 aliens looking right at me, grinning and smiling. They had red eyes, like the Reddit aliens, but no antenna. As soon as I saw these creatures, I immediately felt hurt. like a piece was taken out of mine. Every time I thought about that incident, I felt pain. It took 4 months of prayer before I felt completely healed, and I could remember the incident without feeling hurt. I beg anybody who has the ability to remote view, please do not try seeing the moon. I think that the moon is a place where souls are punished. They are forced to run around and being chased by these entities. And what did he do? To get rid of the pain, he prayed, like just like my partner Mario said. Any comments on it? Any comments on it?
No, I mean, I wouldn't remote view. I don't need to do that. I mean, okay, it's interesting, it's curiosity, but curiosity is what kills the cat. So I don't think I want to be curious to go out and look at that, you know?
It's very
That's
dangerous,
right.
yeah. Especially if you go to places like Area 51 and Dulce Base.
Well, how about going in Hollow Earth?
Now the Hollow Earth theory, that is another thing. The Hollow Earth, that's a whole different ball game right there. But I'm sure that it's not safe either. Maybe it's not as evil. I don't know. But I know Dulce Base is very evil. At Wednesday.com, remote viewing underground UFO bases. Remote viewing is a very controversial thing. But what is even more controversial is what the best remote viewers have perceptions of several underground UFO bases on Earth. Some months ago, this former Canadian Prime Minister of Defense asked Canadian Parliament to hold hearings on relations with alien ETs. He speaks of finally disclosing the biggest secret in human history, an ET presence on Earth. When Lieutenant F. Holmes Skip Atwater began the U.S. Army remote viewing Stargate program in 1978, he had no idea that he remote viewed targets like UFO bases. Atwater grew up in Southern California, and he in 1968 joined the Army as a specialist. What did he discover? What did he discover that he packed his wife and 3 kids? Because remote viewing is a military operations to remote view.
Yeah.
And of course they don't want us to know about this.
They're using it as a tool.
It is a tool, yes. It's a tool that was done in the Cold War, like it says over here. The first two described the Soviet Union's research into psychic spying. The third was written by Targ and Poltov and described remote viewing research. The KGB funded this research. The other described bioinformation such as telepathy, precognition and clairvoyance, and bioenergetics like psychokinesis and telekinesis. Sounds like remote viewing to me, Atwater thought. Soviet remote viewing was not considered a potential security threat. The third document described Project Scannet, a highly classified CIA-funded remote viewing research conducted primarily at SRI that described the ability to remote view surveillance to acquire and report intelligence in the intelligence community. What is RV? It's the acquisition, description by mental means of information blocked by ordinary perception by distance shielding our time. Typically, a reviewer or interviewer is isolated with a target, which may be a picture or randomly generated numbers in a sealed envelope. Neither knows what the target is and are both blind to the target. This is known as working double blind, so the interviewer can't feed information to the viewer. The interviewer might ask, describe the locations inside the envelope. The viewers might make the sketches or jot down brief descriptions.
But you know what? I think when you remote viewing, you could even go into wormholes and you could time travel also.
I haven't looked into that.
I'm 100% sure, because that's what's stopping us from time traveling is actually our bodies, the flesh. You know? This article is quite big.
Yeah, I know. This article, yeah, the information we're giving out now, what you just said now, it might really put us in danger. You realize that.
Yeah.
But it's okay, though. It's okay because we're used to it.
But then again, that is why we're not supposed to tamper with these things.
No, we're not. But what can we do?
Is that it, or there's more here?
Oh, there you are. So where are the bases? Oh, no, that's about it. I mean, I don't want to talk about where the bases are. It says it right there in
But we
France.
spoke about where the bases are, no?
Hey?
We spoke about where the bases are.
Yeah, we did, but there's a lot more.
You look here, there's MEOPs. There's MEOPs.
Yeah, go down. Yeah, just show it on screen right there for our viewers to see right there. What is this? These underground bases.
Yeah, but this wasn't in the other one. Like, you know, most of the places.
The thing is, if you could remote view, where would you want to be?
I don't know if I'd want a remote view.
But it makes it mostly interesting if we could go. I mean, look, there's HARP again. It talks about HARP.
There's HOP.
HARP, which is the Highly Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, which is a weather modification machine.
People think we're making this up.
I know, but we're not making it up. I mean, do your research, folks. Don't believe us. Don't believe two quacks like us. Just go do it.
Now, this one seems good.
I would suspect that given an alternative zero-point field environment, atoms and electrons will combine differently. That process would yield for different intelligent life. And we know, Atwater hypothesized, perhaps this is why physical contact with extraterrestrial is so rare. He thinks it's so rare. But is it really? I mean, not when now there's strong evidence that shows that aliens might be walking among us.
Yeah.
It's got you thinking.
It does. It does.
If you traveled in space at the speed of the light for 1 year and came back to Earth, it will be 10 years later.
Yeah, that always intrigued me.
It did, eh? All right. Right here, aliens, everything you want to know. Remote viewing, right there. Remote viewing can be taught and learned. But it's amazing, like how much information there is about not just remote viewing, folks, going to check on your girlfriend to see what she's up to, anything like that, folks. Aliens. Remote viewing is the ability to leave your body and travel to other places and see what is there. It is also known as astral projection and soul travel. It is the same process described as people who have had near-death experiences, NDEs. It's the part of the experience where they float above and can look down and see their bodies on the operating table, for instance. While in this mode, no one can see, but also feel what others are feeling and know what they are thinking. There has been a well-documented phenomenon through the ages. It is said that Napoleon Bonaparte could do this, and he had a nightly flew over his adversity battle positions. How it relates to flying saucers. A contactee who wishes to remain anonymous told us that aliens explain astral projection or remote viewing to him like this. You, as humans, have the ability to project yourselves beyond your physical bodies. All humans have this ability. Most have simply not been taught how to use it. It's not a special talent any more than learning to ride a bicycle would be considered a special talent, nor is it a spiritual gift. One who is truly despicable, such as a murderer, can also do this. However, not all beings in the universe can do this. Many of those you would call aliens beings cannot do this projection, even though they are technology more advanced than humans. So, from these standpoints, this ability is quite special. You are connected to all things. When all you do this projection, you are able to recognize the connections to all this in the universe. It's the realization that permeates the entire cultures of Native Americans, reserved for priests and spies. So now they're saying that remote viewing is for secret governments and quasi-governments for the purpose of spying on each other. But with remote viewing, you can even visit planets and parallel universes. I do not mean that figuratively. I mean it's literal. You'll actually be there. And there's forms to do this through meditations, breathing techniques, through physical exercise, or even through the use of drugs, which I don't recommend anybody does. No siree. They visit us. Your government spies have been remote viewing to visit our spaceships to find out who we are, what is going on. They want to know why there are so many spacecraft orbiting your Earth. And there are thousands of ships circling your planets right now, and many more than within 1 light year's distance from you. Do you own remote viewing? Here is the secret. These are the aliens talking about this, allegedly. When you do this projection, the more you defend what you see, the less likely you saw what you thought you saw. We as humans don't actually see very much. Our optical process sees only 50% of what is out there. Our minds fill in the blank. Your reality is much more like a motion picture. It is really a series of still photos that are projected so rapidly in succession that it appears real to you. When you learn to do this projection, you will notice what you see has a much higher resolution than your regular eyesight. Now, have you ever thought that everything that we're doing this show, when we get up, is actually, well, like in a movie, sort of?
Yeah, people are watching us. Is that what you're saying?
No, we're in a movie. We're in a holographic universe.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Our lives, like everything, our lives, by the second, everything's by the second. It's time by the second, infinity. Like everything we're doing is like a series of movies, a series of clips that all mix into one that compromises us of our life.
Yeah, I know, but that's why everything I say is a lie.
Everything you say is a lie. I mean, everything you see is a lie.
Well, what did I say? Everything I say is a lie. No, I said
that makes us really look good.
no. You know what I'm talking about. Everything that's been saying, that's what I meant. Everything that they're saying is a lie. No,
Yeah.
I'm saying. I don't lie, it's like, why would I lie? I have nothing to lie about.
No, I know that.
All right. The next one.
I know that, that's for sure.
I don't know. That's what I have to rehear it if I said that. I don't know. I have a lot of things going in my mind, you know that, right now.
I know.
This is mind-blowing, startling. This is like,
And this is from November 23rd, 2015, not that long ago. Secret government programs use telepathy to contact aliens, argues investigative journalist Jim Mars. We all know who Jim Mars is.
Yeah, for sure.
Military-trained psychic spies were able to view non-humans on Earth and elsewhere through remote viewing, argued Jim Mars at this year's secret space program conference in Basta, Texas. Jim Mars is a former newspaper journalist, has written for myriad of news outlets, including the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. He's perhaps best known for his 1989 book Crossfire, The Plot That Killed Kennedy, which reached the New York Times paper book nonfiction bestseller, and later served as the basis for Oliver Stone's film JFK. SRI International developed a method of spying called remote viewing in the 70s, which caught the attention of the CIA and was later passed on to the U.S. Army. Remote viewing is a form of telepathy that perceives places, persons, and actions through extrasensory perceptions, ESP. According to Mars, everyone has the ability to do remote viewing. It is not limited to time and space. You can use it to look into the past and future. However, the further you look into the future, the further it gets, which suggests the future is not determined, explains Mars. U.S. military launches Stargate program. A U.S. military program known as Stargate sought to locate and map Soviet Union submarines using remote viewing. The process involved a group of individuals attempt to visualize the coordinates of a world map. Gives the magnitude and longitude of the submarines. The program has apparently worked effectively for more than 20 years. According to Price, he found 4 alien bases on Earth. They were located at Mount Pedario in Pyrenees, Mount Inagini in Zimbabwe, Mount Zeal in Australia, and Mount Hayes in Alaska. So these guys, they found remote bases.
And they're still alive, eh?
What?
They're still alive.
Yeah, well, they did remote viewing. That's how they went through it. But the thing is, if you go to Dulce Base, they have remote viewing sensors. So that's unreal. Like that when they do these sort of things, that you can't even go in these places.
We go in UFOs, I think so, right?
I don't know if you could go in an actual UFO, but you have to know where there's one located. Like let's say Area 51 Dulce Base, you know where it is for a remote view, but you have to know that there's an actual UFO, say, at a certain area, and perhaps you can go.
Yeah, but wouldn't they tell you, like they see you, the aliens would be able to see you?
They detect you. Yeah, they detect. If you go to Dulce Base, they can detect you, and they could take your astral body and put it in a containment where your astral body is over there and your physical body is, let's say you're in your own house, but then the physical body will go into shock, into a coma, because it still needs your astral soul or whatever you want to call it. Fascinating, isn't it? Mind-blowing.
And what happens if we go to the Dulce Base again?
If you go to Dulce Base, the aliens have sensors that they could, if you're not careful, you have to really be an expert, they have something made of lead that's it's like a soul catcher, and it catches your soul, you can't get back.
See, that's what I'm saying. People, they can't be playing around with that. All right, to the next one.
Okay, the next one right here is remote viewing at UFO defense against reptilian aliens overlords of human abducting aliens by Paul Schroeder. Aliens' demonic attachment. I used to firmly believe that we as predators were at the top of the food chain. Then others like me who also claimed to be abductees, some who I met through Bud Hopkins and his house, got together for many years, told me horror stories and some abductions. They had on board craft a Mothman alien race, an in charge being who radiated rage and hatred. This satanic diabolical alien being was overlord by many alien races, also abducts humans and also pilots UFOs. Muscular, winged, sentient, highly technological, upright standing to 7 feet tall, monitor lizards covering large crafts, reptilians who looked upon us as we fancied violated our world's airspace every night. And there's some reptilians right there. They don't look too nice, do they?
No, and they're all part. They're the heads of our governments and the system.
Yes, they are. These abductees even glean what reptoids regulars' diets consist of. Just as bad or even worse, there was a spiritual, supernatural element and ethereal placement of young reptilians along humans' abductees' spinal cords for oral feastings. They could trespass interdimensionally as well as tamper with our energies that extended there also. They explain why so many abductees had such horrid spinal issues. Tampering with astral energies caused somatic and injury. Imagine a whole cityscape with most people walking around with an asphyxiated juvenile reptilian attached upside to their spines. Yes, I've heard of this before. When I first started doing the show, we had a reptilian expert researcher, and she had told me, Mario, and you know who she is, right? She told me that reptilians could actually hook on to us. Do you remember that back maybe 4 years ago?
Yeah, I remember that. That's why it's so good to do this.
And I was wondering what she meant by that when she said that they could actually literally attach to us. to our spine. Now I know.
And take over our body. And make us do stupid things.
Exactly. Okay. But we shouldn't do this, not at all. I mean, it's just incredible that people will do this, and they have these entities that attach to you, creatures,
Demons.
demons, entities, whatever you want to call them,
Not human beings.
fallen angels. But I think that's it for this site over here.
Let's go check on our wonderful Chatango and see what's happening there. Lots of action.
Yeah, somebody said that Benjamin Fulford got a reptile lizard things extracted surgically from his spine. I didn't know that.
Telling you, we learn everything, something always new.
On the MnR show, that's for sure.
And the beauty of it is you, the viewers, can make things happen. You're sharing information. That's one thing they don't like, is us sharing information amongst each other and making ourselves better and know a lot more. So we've on next. This is the last one.
All right here. Military ESP psychic remote viewing revealed UFO, aliens, and oneness.
This picture freaks me out.
Why?
I don't know. It's too psychedelic.
Remote viewing started in Germany during World War II. Yeah, you were right. It started in World War II. Germany.
Yeah, because Hitler was onto Hitler. I'm telling you, there's more than what the history books say about him. I'm not saying he's a nice guy. I'll never say he's a nice guy because he's an enslaver, right?
Obviously, he's not a nice guy. That goes without a shadow of a doubt. But anyhow, there's the book, Remote Viewing, and I saw this book. We saw it yesterday, I believe. Remote viewing started in World War II, Germany during World War II. There was a unit in the German military named Magic. This group contained the most brilliant of all Nazi scientists. The top scientists in chemistry, biology, physics, and more were part of this group, as well as people with unusual psychic abilities. Nearing the end of the World War II, Operation Paperclip, these people were brought out of Germany and many ended up in the United States. Some people believe this group became the Majestic 12 and was part of the military unit of the 1980s. Many people do not believe in psychic abilities. Just because some people don't believe in it, something does not automatically make it untrue. This only means they don't believe it. What others believe does not dictate the realities we experience. It is what we believe that dictates our experiences. It is highly relevant to each of our own lives. Many claim research the remote viewing and other psychic phenomenon is pseudoscience, says it is nonsense. Many things have been thought to be pseudoscience are now mainstream accepted. If we label everything in unproven as pseudoscience, we must include the Big Bang and the Darwin's evolution theory, as we are considering both remains unproven and impossible to prove. The majority of people believe psychic abilities are real. Polls consist nearly 60% of Americans believe in psychic abilities and around 79% believe in the paranormal. The majority do not care about the label. We know it's real. Mainstream scientists are quick to discount anything falling outside of the rigid belief system. Yeah, can Uri Geller really bend a spoon with his mind? I mean, we've all seen this video.
Yeah.
Now, can he really do that,
Well, the mind is very powerful,
It is. I'm telling you. Well,
But
the
it's
law
also
of
hard
attraction.
to control. It's very hard to control.
Well, the thing is that in order for me to open up my mind, I might end up opening other realities that I may not want to. And the CIA is always involved in remote viewing. Research and experimentation were passed down to the army.
They like to mess with people's minds.
Exactly. And look at it now. Coordinate remote viewing. One type of remote viewing the armies examined was called scanning by coordinates. This is when someone assigns coordinates to a specific location and then asks someone else to focus and meditate for one coordinate on that coordinate. For one example, person one chooses a location and assigns a number to that location. Person one then gives person number two. Without knowing what the number represents, person two attempts to obtain information about the location. Then attempts to obtain information about the locations and numbers associated with. If the chosen number represents the ocean and persons the two reports seeing scorpions and sand, we know this is incorrect. If person two sees water and fish, we might be on the right track. If accurate results can be achieved through times, eventually a probability of accuracy can be created. And at its start, the Stargate project used latitude and longitude as coordinates. And that's how they all started doing this. Everything is energy, folks. We're all energy. When we die, our bodies are energy, and it turns to dust. Dust is energy, and whatever it turns into. So in reality, energy never dies.
Well, our soul is the energy. Our bodies, they just go and rest, and
yeah, but it turns into dust, and that
turns
dust
into matter.
That dust turns into something else. You know what I mean? It always transforms. Everything transforms to something else.
But our thoughts always live on, just like this show will always live on.
When someone knows a certain number of corresponds to a specific place, that is a thought. Thoughts are energy forms. Exactly, Mario. And when we think them, they go out into the universe. The whole universe is an energy grid. We're all connected and part of. This is what Einstein's unified field theory is all about. We are all one thing. We are all part of each other. An ocean is a huge bottle of water made of individual droplets. If there were no droplets, there could never be an ocean. Each droplet added or removed contained in the volume of water contained in the whole of the ocean. Each of us is one. And wait, don't move it. Each of us is one individual droplet of consciousness in an utter limitless ocean of pre-existing eternal consciousness. Everything is energy. We are not part of it. It does not exist. And then it says we can manipulate and tune into the energy field. This is where the scientific foundation of psychic phenomenon begins. If a thought form is attached to a number on a piece of paper, some people can access that thought form and figure out what number corresponds with. This is what Targ and Puthoff began to realize during the experimentation at Fort Meade, Maryland in the 70s. Fort Maryland, sorry. This is mind-blowing.
I know.
It seriously is. And a bad attitude equals bad results. Seemingly out of the blue in the mid-1990s, the CIA hired Ray Hyman and Jessica Otts to investigate and analyze remote viewing. Ray Hyman was a skeptic and did not believe in anything paranormal from the beginning. Hyman concluded there was nothing to remote viewing before even beginning the investigation. Everyone knows if you start something with a bad attitude or predetermined ideas about outcomes, you will no doubt get what you expected. That's true.
This is a long one, eh?
Yeah, it's very long. Yeah, exactly. But I think you're just gonna go skim through it because, we can't. I mean, this talks in different languages about psychic abilities. I don't want to get into that, too much because it's not part of what we're doing tonight. Sort of, it is, but it's not. We're talking about remote viewing to Dulce Base. And when they remote viewed, what they saw and everything. I mean, it's very hard to get into it.
Oh, look at this. Remote viewing. Can I win the lottery?
I don't think so.
Not unless if you go into a wormhole and you...
But look what it says. Remote viewing is not bound by time.
And so much for my theory of winning the lottery.
Mel, it talks about predicting the future. You see all these great videos about people. You guys can watch if this interests you. And look at this: viewers tasked with UFOs. The Soviets called them extrasensors rather than remote viewers. Some say Soviet extrasensors made them progress. Yeah, they progressed the whole thing of remote viewings. And there's Skip Atwater at the Monroe Institute talking about remote viewing. Alien bases on Earth. We talked about that before.
Mm-hmm.
Aztec UFO.
It's going down.
I know, exactly. But you see, the thing is, you could probably remote view anywhere, but if you go try to do this at Dulce Base, like I was saying, the aliens can sense you. They could trap your psyche, your body, not your physical body, but your astral body, and they can.
This one's good too. How about if we astral travel to see the Pope in the Vatican? Could they trap us there too?
No, unless there's alien things. But the thing is also in Dulce Base, what they do, the aliens to people, because you know there's millions, there's people all kidnapped. There's all kinds of people that are kidnapped all over the world and end up being there. And what happens to them is that what the aliens are doing is they're taking their souls from their body and putting them in containments. Now, isn't that a scary thought?
Yeah.
Our soul from our body, and that soul they put in a containment, and then they hold it there, and then they take that containment of our body, they open it, and they put us, say, in maybe an alien body. And this, I believe this is the work of the fallen angels that are doing this, without a shadow of a doubt. That's what I'm thinking here.
Well, it has to be. Oh, that's it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we did a show back in the past about Dulce Base, about level 1, level 2, level 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Yeah, we have. I mean, but you know what? Whenever we find new information out there,
That's it. After the show's over, I've got to contact my source and see what he can tell me about Dulce Base.
but it doesn't mean that we won't talk about it again in the future, because we always bring, even though we do shows on, we did shows, let's say, on chemtrails or fluoride, doesn't mean that we'll redo shows just to get the people, you know, thinking, like, you know, updates. We will give them updates. Right?
Yes, we will, for sure. Exactly, right?
There goes
What?
the alien. There goes the alien again.
Yanni, I think he shut down everything here, except, can you hear me? I guess you could.
Yeah, we could hear you.
Okay, great. Yeah, so that's it, you know. We did a good show tonight. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully you will see us next week on the MnRTV Live Show.
Yeah, if we make it, if we don't get killed or
It happened because our lives, we put our lives in danger just doing this show tonight, you know. But and you're flickering, Mario. You were just flickering for a second.
well, my thing, it's always flickering. It's normal that it flickers, but it's okay because I think we should end the show right now, right?
Before anything else happens, yes, exactly. So thank you guys for watching the show. Next week we're gonna have a great show again next week, and God bless you guys for watching our show, and see you guys next week, God willingly. Thank you.
Yes. Stay safe, by the way, everyone. Stay safe, and we shall be back. We will be back. You guys are the greatest, and keep watching and share, like this video, and get it out there, right?
And share the video.
Yes, all right there. So good night, everyone. Bye.